Hello and welcome. I'm Gargi Rawat. You're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV, the site to go to for all the videos and shows that you want to see from NDTV. Now, every day we ask you about which are the news stories that you want to know more about, and we offer you our pick of the day of the top 5 stories. Well, the big news is the BJP all set to get a new party president. No surprise, it's going to be JP Nadda, someone who's been the acting party president since June this year. In fact, that entire process for electing him as the new party president is currently underway at the BJP headquarters. Later today, the Prime Minister is also going to be there to congratulate him. From Andhra Pradesh, the big story, Amravati master plan set to be shelved today during a special assembly in Amravati. This is even as farmers have been protesting against this, and the opposition parties, especially the TDP, of course, attacking Jagan Reddy government over this issue. And now the Supreme Court will hear the plea of Nirbhaya convict who says that he was a juvenile at the time of the crime. So this will be taken up by the Supreme Court today. It's already been refused by the Delhi High Court, and the parents of Nirbhaya, however, worried that this will now lead to could possibly lead to a further delay in the entire matter. Remember, the convicts in the Nirbhaya gang rape case are set to be hanged on the 1st of February. Now, the royal saga from Britain continues as this family saga plays out on the world stage, and for the first time since the royal split, Prince Harry has spoken out on this on this entire issue, and he's expressed great sadness on giving up the royal duties, but he says that he and his wife Meghan really had no choice. And the big story is NDTV is at the World Economic Forum in Davos. The World Economic Forum beginning in Davos is really the big story right now, and NDTV will continue to bring you those reports from there. In fact, speaking of Davos, just ahead of it, Oxfam releases its report on disparity in the world and income inequality, and it's come out with some facts regarding India which are shocking. I know every year we do hear these kind of facts about the top 1%, etc., but now it seems that 63 Indian billionaires have more money than what is in the union budget. That means all the money that the government has for spending in that union budget is what the combined wealth of India's billionaires are. Also, this report says that India's richest 1% hold more than 4 times the wealth of held by 953 million people, and these people make up the bottom 70%. That means the poorest and the poorer part of the spectrum. So 70% of India's bottom 70% and their wealth is and the top 1% have 4 times their wealth. So these are shocking facts regarding the inequality, and this comes at a time when the World Economic Forum will be meeting. This is the 50th meeting of the World Economic Forum at Davos, and just ahead of it, as it does every year, comes this report, and also shows how far the World Economic Forum has moved from what used to be a meeting of the world's richest at a very exclusive ski resort. So in fact, let's talk about that. It is the 50th year of the World Economic Forum at Davos, and as we said, the nature of this gathering of the world's richest has really changed over the years, and it also this year, in fact, the environment is going to be a big topic, and various sessions are going to be taking place around the issues of sustainability and environment. So that is something that's extremely interesting. You're going to have US President Donald Trump there, and climate activists from Sweden, Greta Thunberg, will be there as well. So the World Economic Forum really trying to live up to its slogan of improving the state of the world, and that's what its progression has been from a time when it just used to be a gathering of the very rich at this retreat, at this exclusive ski resort, and now it's become a place where the leaders of the world and the top minds of the world, and also various activists come and really brainstorm about the way forward and what can be done for the future of the world. And as we said, this year it's going to be a big focus on the environment. And also, of course, the big story, the big interest story around Davos is that Donald Trump and Greta Thunberg are going to be there again. This is after they had faced off in New York, remember. So Greta Thunberg will be there, and US President Donald Trump there at a time when he's seeing a lot of trouble back home as well. And remember, it's been very interesting, especially the comments and the manner in which Greta Thunberg then responds to Donald Trump. So also would be interesting to see what the young girl has to say at the World Economic Forum. Now, the other big story today is, as we said, JP Nadda all set to take over from Amit Shah as the chief of the BJP today, while there's a big show right now of the entire election process, but he is there contesting unopposed. There's no one else who's contesting against him. So today itself, we're going to see that announcement coming at around 2:30, and then the Prime Minister will be there at the BJP headquarters, and he will be congratulating Mr. JP Nadda and who has filed his nomination. So this really puts JP Nadda as the number 3 in the BJP after the Prime Minister and Home Minister Amit Shah. And then it'll be interesting to see JP Nadda and what changes he may bring about to the BJP, though there has been criticism also from the Congress coming about how this won't really put him in control of the party, that he will it is Amit Shah who will continue to call the shots in the BJP. But the BJP has rubbished all this and saying that it's coming from a party like the Congress that can't think beyond a single family for its leadership. So that is the other big story, the big political development today, that JP Nadda is going to be taking over as the president of the BJP, and that's going to happen this afternoon. Also, a lot of interest, of course, around the case of Nirbhaya and the convicts who are to hang on the 1st of February. And now a lot of, final pleas and final, petitions are being made in the courts. And today, in fact, one of the convicts is going to approach the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is going to take up his plea, which is that he was a juvenile at the time of the crime. So that is going to be heard today by the Supreme Court, and this is Pawan Kumar Gupta's plea, and he is one of the 4 death row convicts in the Nirbhaya case. Already this petition was not accepted by the Delhi High Court, and they had rejected this petition from him, but now this revision petition is going before the Supreme Court today. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. All the 4, Vinay, Akshay, Pawan and Mukesh, have been convicted and have been sentenced to death for the raping, the gang rape of a 23-year-old woman. This took place in December 16, 2012. It's been 7 years, and remember, this is a case that has really led to a lot of change in the country as far as the laws go, and outrage, and it sparked a lot of outrage at the time. So now you have one of the death row convicts, Pawan Kumar Gupta, who's going to be approaching the Supreme Court hearing his petition claiming that he was a juvenile at the time of the rape in 2012. And finally, you have the royal family saga continuing, and today on Sunday, for the first time, Prince Harry spoke out about this issue that has really shocked many in England, across the world, who've been interested in the royal family. Of course, the royal family itself, with the Queen actually calling a family emergency meeting to see the way forward after Prince Harry and his wife Meghan announced that they were taking a step back from their royal duties. And Prince Harry, speaking on it for the first time, expressed great sadness that he and his wife were being stripped of their royal titles as part of this now being called historic separation settlement with the Queen. So this is after they said that they would be stepping back and they would be spending time in America, in North America. They would be dividing their time, and that is when the Queen called this emergency meeting, and a kind of deal has been arrived at, or agreement regarding the conditions for this separation. And Harry, speaking on it for the first time, said that he is sad that he and his wife have been stripped of their royal titles. He said he had always been ready to lose the public money that supported his lavish lifestyle, but admitted it pained him to have given up the military titles and the patronages he was awarded after serving 2 tours of Afghanistan with the British Army. He says, "We are taking a leap of faith. Thank you for giving me courage to take this next step." He says, "I know I haven't always got it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option, that they had to take this step back from their royal duties and a little bit of distance between Britain and this royal couple." Well, that's all the time we have today. Thanks so much for watching, and do log on to youtube.com/NDTV for all the latest news.